Good morning. Thank you for being here today. House Republicans remain focused on providing critical checks and oversight on the Biden administration and delivering results on our commitment to America.
Leader Scalise, do you agree with Tucker Carlson's characterization that January 6th was peaceful?
Well, if you looked at I watched the first day of his expose on some of these tapes that are released that you're all going to be seeing as well. But he also criticized the people who broke the laws and attacked police officers. So the bottom line is there's finally transparency. This January 6th committee was always partisan from the beginning. Nancy Pelosi did not want all the facts to come out, so she cherry-picked what was released. She actually released some things that even Capitol Police didn't want released. They asked Tucker Carlson to not show some things that he blurred out. There were things that Pelosi's January 6th committee released, even about the undisclosed location where members of leadership went. So at the end of the day, transparency is an important thing, and so the public's going to be able to see a lot more information. But ultimately, and for my colleague Barry Loudermilk, I think he's owed an apology by every Democrat who questioned him on the events prior to January 6th. They implied things about him that weren't true, that those tapes revealed, and I'm waiting for those apologies to come because they owe it to him. Yes, in the back.
On that issue, you have all of these issues you're raising, and yet January 6th is back in the news cycle. Do you regret the decision that Speaker McCarthy made to hand those tapes over to Tucker Carlson?
Look, no matter whether the tapes are released or not, it seems like some in the press want to talk about January 6th every day. So do a lot of Democrats. They only want to talk about certain parts of it, though. And so at the end of the day, have the transparency to get all the facts out. Let the public see everything, not just what was a one-sided sham committee that was only focused on getting one side of the story out. We have serious questions about whether prior to January 6th there were decisions made by the leadership in Congress at the time to turn down help from the National Guard, for example, that could have prevented what happened. And so a lot of that is still going to come out. So get the facts out. And in the end, transparency is the best disinfectant.
You keep saying you're in the interest of transparency. Transparency would be to release it to all the news outlets to take their own critical look at it. When is that going to happen?
And Speaker McCarthy said they're going to be doing that. And so the good news is for you didn't get that under Speaker Pelosi. You will get that under Speaker McCarthy. And that's a new day that we're seeing in a lot of ways. We're finally seeing a lot of transparency across the board. We're seeing Congress work differently and better, delivering results for the American people now, too. That's something we didn't see.
Leader Scalise, can you tell us about the Republicans' plans to look into the mistreatment of the